doggy. What's going on, beautiful people? I pray that you are just doing incredibly well. So are you ready to actually find out the steps that it takes to break into virtual wholesaling? How you can break into any large metropolitan area literally by the end of this day, by the end of this video. Literally, I'm going to show you how you can do it. But before we jump into the content, please like, subscribe, share, all of those amazing things. And thank you too so much for your love and support. This channel just isn't about me. It's about making a kingdom impact. It's about transforming people's lives through real estate investing and helping as many people as we can get into this industry, into this business, because we need more incredible investors like yourself to help these families through the situation that they're in. So thank you so much. And just by you subscribing, it helps spread the word and spread the message. All right. Now, let's get into some virtual wholesaling. Before I dive into it, I think it's important to kind of tee it up a little bit, if I may, and share with you how I actually started virtual wholesaling. It was one of those things when I first started 6 years ago where I had so many leads coming in to where I could no longer run them in person and go and sit with everybody, right? So what I started to do was I started to take the process that I was going through and see how much of it I could actually do right here from the office, completely virtual, right? So at first it was me just talking to the seller, agreeing upon a price on a seller, and then sending them over the contract via DocuSign. Once I sent over the contract via DocuSign, then I would drive out to the property once I had an executed contract and, get pictures, meet with them, all that other stuff. And then I started realizing like, well, can I systematize this part? Do I really need to go out there and get pictures of the property? Right. And so I just started doing a little bit at a time. First, it was the contract. Then it was like, you know what? I can have the seller send me pictures, or I can send somebody out there to get pictures. Right. And then I would go out there and meet with the end buyers that wanted to walk the property. And then I started thinking to myself, well, do I really need to be there for that? No, I don't. And so I just built it along the way. So much so where now 98% of the properties that we do, I don't step foot into them, right? And this has allowed me to tap into so many different markets. And I'm going to share with you. As of right now, the time of this recording, I am in the Houston market. I'm in Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm in Austin, San Antonio. So basically all of Texas. I'm in the Atlanta market. And I'm also getting ready to launch Columbus, Ohio, and maybe North Carolina. I know Columbus is a sure thing. I'm going to jump into that. And that's what I'm going to show you too. So let me share my screen. So let's say, for example, y'all, I don't know anything about Columbus, Ohio, other than the fact that I want to start doing deals there, right? So once I log into PropStream, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to put in my city, my state, my county. And now I'm going to get kind of a little bit of an idea of the largest city here and like the pre-foreclosures that we have. We have 8,000 vacant houses, etc. Actually, I want to see something. I should have checked this prior to. I know that. What county is that? Because I don't want to just pull the city. I want to pull the entire county, actually. So now that I pulled the entire county, I have 586 pre-foreclosures list. So let's say, for example, I want to go after this list. I'm going to click on this 586 pre-foreclosures. I'm going to select these and I'm going to download this list. When I download this list, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to skip trace it, right? So once I have the list downloaded and skip traced, my next option is figure out my marketing strategy. Am I going to cold call them? Am I going to send text messages, ringless voicemails? What am I going to do here? Right. And then once I do that, I start calling sellers. Period. Period. That's it. That's simple. I know that y'all were looking for some crazy magical pill on to get started in virtual wholesaling. It's literally that simple. Let's say, for example, that you're running PPC or PPL leads. Well, guess what? Now all you're going to do is start buying leads in Columbus, Ohio, and start talking to sellers. I'm not finding title companies. I'm not doing any of that stuff before I actually get a deal. Once I have a seller that wants to move forward and I send over a contract and they sign it, my second step is to find an investor-friendly title company that handles wholesales or what do you call it? Assignment of contracts. I'm sorry, my brain went blank there for a moment. But do you see how simple it can be? And guess what? I don't even need to know the whole layout of the land. Like, let me do something here and I'll show you. I want to pull up another platform. So let's say, for example, I go out here and I get this property under contract. Mind you, I don't know anything about the city. I don't know the layout, the land, anything like that. Well, guess what? I use Investor Base, which is insane to me how many people are not using Investor Base to actually have access to premium in buyers. I can go here. I put this address in here. Look at all of the activity in this one area on this one property. I have 111 actual, true, vetted in buyers here, right? I could take this a step further and actually skip trace it within the platform because it gives me their contact information completely for free. And now I'm going to start reaching out to these buyers, especially the ones that have the fire emoji because they have multiple projects going on. And it's crazy too. It even tells me what they paid for the property, right? So if they're paying 100,000, 105, 121, 132, I know that I need to get this property under contract for somewhere around that amount, right? Simple as that. It's not rocket science. It's really not. It's just taking it one step at a time, but that's actually the process. I determine my marketing, I pull my data or turn marketing on in those specific areas. I start having conversations with sellers. Once I get the deals, I start finding my end buyers through Investor Base. And voila, before you know it, you're virtual wholesaling. In fact, I could actually reach out to some of these end buyers and say, hey, I actually have not started title commitment on this. Which title company do you prefer to work with? Because I can send it to your specific title company, right? That handles your transactions. And so that's an amazing way to start doing it too. So I hope this was helpful and I hope it gave you some very, very simple insights on how you can start virtual wholesaling. But let me know in the comments below what markets you're thinking about virtual wholesaling in.